The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Welcome to a TGIF Blind United Coffee Time, and we got a full house. I'm your host, Pedro, for today, and we got the ladies, Monica, Britt.
Good morning. Happy Freaky Friday, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
And my partner, George. What's up, George?
Buenos días. Let me start over. Buenos vivir aquí en tiempo de café con aquí los dedos de ciegos. And mi nombre es George.
Oh,
Se
wow.
dice así. Buenos días. Yo soy Pedro. Vengan para atrás al café con...
I didn't want to insult no one. That's why I'll be careful what I said.
Hey, yeah, you know. But good morning,
So I have
everybody.
I have a disclaimer. I had 1 hour of sleep, so if I start talking gibberish, you know why. Besides more than I normally do.
Yeah,
And we have Carol too, Pedro.
Well, I'm not a lady or a man, so But good morning, everybody.
You need your own introduction, Carol? Carol, you need your own introduction?
Oh, no.
No, Carol and me are from...
Special.
We're Texans there, Miss Carol. Remember that.
Yeah, I'm a Texan, born and raised. So.
Amen to that.
Dallas, Texas, in the house.
Yeah.
All right. Any plans for this weekend, guys? Any plans? Anything y'all want to take a quick chat at?
Yeah, I want to do a drive-by tomorrow, actually.
A turkey drive-by?
Okay, in my case, it'll be a walk-by. Sorry.
A walk-by?
George is like, they can't see me. I can't see them either.
Is that right? Imagine they say, run!
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, my plans are simple. My sister just flew in. I'm going to be doing a lot of that family stuff. So
That's cool. Where's she coming in from, Pedro?
St. Louis.
Ooh,
Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Hey, maybe she go see the Rams. America. Maybe she go see the Rams to keep her. Because didn't the Rams leave from St. Louis?
Yep. They came to LA.
Yeah.
You, Monica, plans?
A Christmas party tomorrow. And then I'm having just one of my brothers come over and we're cooking. Me and my parents and my nephew and my two brothers. Just
cool.
a small something before Christmas.
Where's your brother from?
They both live out here. I have 4 brothers. I have one in Washington. I have one in Austin, Texas.
Hey, Pedro, you better behave because she got four brothers. So what are they?
4 brothers. 4 away. Far away brothers.
Good point.
You, Carol?
We have a comment from God First, and they said Carol is their friend and that Carol is hilarious. And we agree, God First. We agree. Thank you, God First. My plans, I plan on celebrating my birthday. I'm turning 60 on Monday. So I plan on celebrating my birthday all weekend long. Yeah.
Oh, Miss Carol, hey, happy early birthday.
Yeah,
Thank you.
happy early birthday.
Tey you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that means you're
a rock star. Happy early birthday. You're a Capricorn. Thank you. I'm a Capricorn. That's correct.
Miss Carol, so that means you're a diamond?
Out.
What is it? What's 60? A diamond or what is it? Sapphire? What is it?
I have no clue.
Okay.
As long as I wake up above the grass and dirt, I'm going to be all right.
You know what you are? You're a rock star. There you go.
Hey, I like that.
Okay.
I like it.
And you, Britt?
No, I'm not doing too much of anything. Yeah, not really.
Staying away from the cold.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? It's cold out there, man. It's a nice sizzling 35 degrees over here.
Yeah,
It's cold down here
Wow.
too.
Even you.
it's it's probably in the
Yeah.
60s over here.
Well, today it could be 66. It's not too bad. I mean, it could be worse. I bet your sister, Pedro, 'cause she's coming in from some cold weather. I bet you
She'd be
that.
like, man, it's hot in here. Everybody was like, hey, it's cold. No, it's hot. She comes from
Yeah.
that 35-degree weather and stuff.
And over there it's cold. Like in Dallas, it's different, Pedro. In Dallas, man, it's like bone chilling cold. It's different. And then here in El Paso, I guess I don't know what it is over there.
Well, it's weird because me and Pedro went last week to probably about what an hour and a half from here. It's called Lancaster, and the wind up there was way different than it is down here. Huh, Pedro?
Oh,
It was
really?
just like crisp, and it was you notice it right away.
Is it near the mountain or what?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
yeah, and it was just different. I mean, an hour and a half away isn't that long, but just to
Well,
feel the whole different climate was different.
Yes. It's like here
the
from
air
here to
was,
Rio Doso.
yeah, the air was chilly and like bone chilling, but the freshness of the smell
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah. Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
mountains, it smells good. Like it's.
It's like
Smells
Rodoso.
good
We go up
stuff.
there. It's just like the air's clean. It's like different, right? Yeah. It's like
Hmm.
you don't
Well,
smell the
that's
smog and all that.
that's how I feel about New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yep. Yep.
I
Yes,
love
ma'am.
New Mexico. If I had to move out of Cali, I would move to New Mexico. I
Yeah.
mean, first, I have a lot of family over there, but it's just different. It's just the wind, and I like all that like just like all the native stuff and all that. It's just a
It's a lot of
different
Indian.
vibe.
A lot of
Yeah,
Indians. Yeah.
I like
Influence.
walking down the street and having the Native Americans right there making their jewelry and all that stuff. I love all that stuff.
Yeah. And
And
it's,
one of
it's
my
That is all
best
dope. But Monica, we're gonna
Huh?
revoke your Cali card.
You can.
what are you
If
gonna
you
say,
would,
Miss? What are you gonna say, Miss Carol?
Oh, I was just going to say one of my best friends that just came down to visit me a couple of weeks ago, Loretta. She's from Roswell, New Mexico.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, it's just
Oh, I want to
beautiful.
go there. That's
Beautiful
in my
there.
bucket list right there.
Hey, we've been
Bucket
talking about the
list.
U. We were talking about that on the show once about the UFOs and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that's where they gather to actually
Well,
go and look at a
do
lot of that.
did you hear there was 1946? Was it the
I
Roswell?
think 49, 46, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
And
yeah,
then
around in the 40s.
'cause I know there was one in Laredo and there was one in Wyoming that they say that was kind of not the same as Roswell, but they had the same kind of. They had a body left in the road in was it
The
Laredo?
field, like a field or some sort.
Yeah, debris field.
Yeah.
There you go. But you don't know. You just got to see about and when we're talking about aliens, folks, it's not immigrants. Okay, we're talking elf and UFO stuff. Okay, so
Yeah. But it's nice over there in New Mexico. I love it. If
and
Pedro
then
was if Pedro was willing to move over there, I'd be like, let's
Pedro,
go.
man, I tell you, man, this is like Rio Doso, Gordo, Cloudcroft, Rio Doso. I mean, Santa Fe, even
Hmm.
Albuquerque. I hear Albuquerque's pretty decent with the weather. You
I
know, you don't
know,
have to
but
worry about
man, that
hurricanes and
was.
tornadoes and all that.
No, you don't hear any of that happening there for some reason.
And
I knew you.
I sorry, but one of my it's my aunt's sister for a two bedroom apartment. It's not in a big city in New Mexico. $600.
Oh yeah,
You
oh
What?
yeah.
can't even George. You can't even get a studio out here in Cali. Studios run over
Oh
twelve
yeah,
hundred
over
dollars.
there you could get even here in El Paso you could get decent, well not decent, but you get something at least $800 like 3 bedroom. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think
You
over there
know,
for in California $800 gets you a closet, doesn't it?
no, George, you can't get nothing for $800.
I bet. No, I
You can't
bet.
That's
even get a
crazy.
No.
motel room for a week for $800.
I bought
Wow,
my house 30 years ago and it was $25,000, y'all.
really?
Guess how much it's worth now? I
Like
mean, like
150?
170.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't
Wow,
imagine that. Yeah. The houses in my neighborhood are worth that now, and it's horrible. I
it's
can't believe
crazy.
it. But
It's
yeah,
crazy.
I bought it for
Yeah.
$25,000 30
It's,
years
it's like
ago.
our house. Our value went up what 25,000 in 1 year. I'm like, what are you doing nothing to the house? How in the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Even my
the
brother who lives in Austin, he said he wouldn't move back to Cali.
I think Austin's decent too. The prices, but California, you guys have like the gas is expensive. The food. I think you were telling me one time you bought a burrito. Was it you, Pedro or Monica, for like $10 or something? Some ridiculous price. It was just not odds. Man, you get a good
Yeah,
taco plate for $10 over here.
Well, even
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
me and Pedro went to a white elephant party, and we got like a a burrito. I got a burrito. Pedro got nachos and a burrito to go home, and two, drinks, a soda and an iced tea, and it was $48. Pedro.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really?
It's
$48.
really
I could
expensive
have
over here.
made that for you, mailed it to you for cheaper than that.
Yeah, yeah. But
I
That's
we
could have
have
funny.
made it
to
myself for
understand.
free. We have
Well,
everything here in the kitchen.
we have
It's
to understand that that the minimum wages and the cost of living is different in those areas.
Oh, true.
Oh
Obviously,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
if we start making the calculations and all that, we could start seeing, yeah, the differences, that it is more expensive. There is more taxes over here in our items, and sales taxes vary from county to county and city to city. And
Well,
that's the
talking about
one
cost
thing
of.
that needs to be. Uh-huh.
No, go ahead, Pedro. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we need to revisit that because to have a 725 federal minimum wage, it doesn't coincide with what's
No, it
happening
doesn't.
all over the country, or what are you purchasing online. All that stays the same price regardless of your region or state. Go ahead, George.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna say just to for I guess some people are hearing about the potential partial closing of the government because new continued resolution hasn't been passed yet. But if I remember correctly, folks, and I hope I'm not wrong, but I remember when I was at the Department of Labor, all benefits, as of, for example, workman's comp, or what's called OWCP, veterans, SSDI, the benefits are going to be paid because that's through a different source of funding. SSI, I'm not too sure about that. I'm not going to lie to you. But I know that like, for sure, anything that's considered benefits, not a compensation, is payable to a different funding source. So I know some people are tripping on that, but SSI, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not too sure about that, but I know SSDI is covered.
I know, but
Yeah,
then how
yeah,
do they just not pay anybody any money? They have rent and they have stuff they
Yeah,
need to
of
pay.
course, of course, of course,
yeah,
You
but
absolutely.
know.
look, when it comes to people in these political arenas and stuff, uh, the party on the right, and the trillionaire, the billionaire right there, Elon Musk. This is what he wants. He wants to close down the government. He wants to. They want to increase the debt ceiling, and they want to do it under Biden to kind of they always use the debt ceiling as a fighting ground too, because even in that bill that they just struck down to close the government, there was benefits that were coming for veterans. So basically, the people on the right, the leadership and the party on the right, the Republicans, they always talk about we're about the veterans, we're about the veterans, but they just shot down this bill. They're willing to close down the government. They're willing to put people's livelihood in jeopardy. You're gonna have people that are in government not getting paid, and then they still expected to go to work.
Now I'll tell you
You know,
this: if you're an essential worker with the federal government and you do not go to work, guess what? They will terminate you. I know that.
yeah.
I know that for
Even
a
if
fact because that's what they told me.
yeah,
Wow.
even if you get a new job, you get terminated.
And you know what's sad, Pedro? And I don't want to, politics. Just want to give because this impact people with disabilities across the board. Is that a lot of us live paycheck to paycheck, right? Or don't have jobs. Thankfully some of us do, but majority don't, and they depend on that check to pay their bills and pay their rent and get food. So it's just scary that these politicians will dangle that
Look,
in front of us. Say, you know what? You're not going to get benefits because of this person or this Republican, or that's not how it is, man. I mean, everybody needs that money no matter
yeah.
what. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
And a lot
well,
of people are
there,
paid into it. And, unfortunately,
Exactly.
they can't even get what they paid into, you
Exactly.
know?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a study done. They said over 65 to 70% of the American people don't have $500 in their savings for an
Yep.
emergency. All
No.
Yep.
right. Now let's take that in context with people that are maybe disabled and working, or even just disabled and are with supplemental or SSDI. We gotta that number goes higher. That number goes way higher. and that's the people that might end up getting affected, like the supplemental and
You know what's sad,
other
Pedro? You
parts
know what's
of
really sad?
departments of government. Hmm.
You know what's really sad, Pedro? The ones that really get impacted are the lower end, the low income
Yes.
people, because all these, all these senators and whatever you want to call them, they're all millionaires. They're all hundreds of thousands. They get paid, So to them, I'm like, I got money, but they don't realize that people like my Lisa down the street, she uses her Social Security to pay her rent. So they don't see that kind of stuff.
No,
Yeah,
they
and
don't.
They just have you
and
like set. Go ahead.
go ahead,
They
Monica,
just
because I'm about to make
they
a
just
last point before we move on.
yeah, they just like give you enough, you know what I'm saying? Just to just to pay your rent and that's it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah, they
I
don't want
I
you to
put
have a car. They don't want you,
yeah,
to have anything, and they want to know everything about you to make sure that you don't have anything, and then
well
they want to take it away.
that's how I
Okay.
feel. I mean, like I get $23 on food stamps, right? What can you really buy with $23? But then they want to know all your business.
Yeah,
And I'm just thinking sometimes it's not even worth the $23. Am
right.
I grateful for it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but food out here, like a gallon of milk is $5 or $6 out here.
I think the
You
X
know
too.
what I'm
No,
saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It is high. It fluctuates. It does fluctuate from depending on where you buy it and what stores and what cities, because even the cities have something to do with it out here. With the
last point there, real quick, Monica. I just thought of something.
Mhm.
$23.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago or last week. I mentioned about a convenience store down here, down the street that has a drive-through.
Hmm.
$11 for Coke for a 12 pack. So your food stamps are half gone with just a Coke.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And folks, I'm just we're talking about this just to I want to just to illustrate that this is how most likely the government is going to be run by this upcoming administration, by also the billionaires that are in there, even though they just voted on a bill miserably, they got spanked. But once the new administration comes and the way they want to gut things, and a person like Elon Musk that is the private citizen, that's an immigrant also, saying that cutting these programs are essential to balance out the debt or whatever it is, that we're going to be okay. Well, he's going to be okay. And we know that because of his money and how large he could pull into the pockets. But that aside, guys, we do have some articles. That
Wait,
was a
wait,
great.
before you do that, we have some comments. God first said yes. Mean Daily said the economy show has changed, and basically everybody in the comments is agreeing with us. So thank you guys.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And here's another thing we have to also get inclined to start discussing online security. So let's look at an article we got here.
Next up on Coffee Time, the PIH Health ransomware attack and its impact on healthcare operations. Today, we're diving into the recent cyber attack on PIH Health, a Southern California nonprofit healthcare system, which disrupted critical operations and raised concerns about data security and patient care. The ransomware attack, what happened? On December 1st, 2024, PIH Health experienced a significant ransomware attack, impacting its network across multiple facilities, including 3 hospitals, urgent care centers, doctors' offices, and home health services. Operational disruptions. The attack led to the shutdown of key IT systems, affecting patient health records, laboratory systems, pharmacy and radiology services, patient registration processes, communication tools, including internet and phone lines. Despite the challenges, PIH Health continued operations using manual downtime procedures to ensure patient care. Alleged data breach. The hackers claim to have stolen 17 million patient records containing sensitive information. PIH Health is collaborating with the FBI and cybersecurity experts to investigate the scope of the breach. As of December 13th, PIH Health has not confirmed the extent of the data compromise, but has pledged to notify affected individuals if protected health information is found to be involved. Current status. System restoration. Efforts are underway to securely restore IT systems, though a timeline for full recovery has not been provided. Patient care continuity. All facilities remain operational, with manual processes in place. Patients with scheduled appointments are advised to arrive early to accommodate these procedures, and any affected by cancellations are being notified directly. Recommendations for affected patients. Stay informed. Monitor official updates from PIH Health for the latest developments. Monitor personal accounts. Regularly check financial statements and credit reports for unusual activity. Await notification. PIH Health will notify individuals if their protected health information has been compromised. The broader implications. This incident underscores the critical need for robust cybersecurity in healthcare. The attack highlights vulnerabilities that can disrupt essential medical services and jeopardize sensitive patient data, stressing the importance of proactive measures to safeguard both operations and information. What are your thoughts on the growing frequency of cyber attacks in healthcare? How can institutions better protect themselves and their patients? Let's discuss. Now, back to the coffee time crew for their thoughts.
Oh wow. That's a thing that we need for the government to take very account on. It seems like their data got compromised, over 17 million people, and then they go, well, we're gonna contact if your data's been compromised. It's been compromised. It's been compromised. It's a ransomware attack. That means they have access to your systems and to your data. It's been compromised. Look, honestly, when it comes to Medicare and insurance companies and hospitals, your data needs to be kept really secure. And if we have people in leaderships that are gonna start rolling back some of these requirements and some of these guidelines that they need to follow and loosen them up, is the wrong and the negative way. Because when how many almost every other month we hear about data leaks. It's either in telecom systems and healthcare and financial companies and other places like that.
And you know what?
And
One thing,
mhm.
Pedro. And you know, all these health systems should have like several several layers of security. But what do you always hear about HIPAA, and you know, oh, you said something about my health condition. That's HIPAA violation. And people, you must understand, HIPAA is really for portals. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Health Insurance Portal Act, if I'm not mistaken, and that's specifically for information that's sent through the internet via portals. It's not if I tell, hey, Pedro, I have diabetes, or Pedro, I have a third nipple. It's not because if I'm saying that, that's not a HIPAA violation. Okay, that's not. So I always hear that, but just to make it clear. Now, if your doctor discloses that information to another, let's say not another, but let's say a clinic, or we're not supposed to, yeah, because that's information that's transmitted to the portal, right? But what I'm trying to say is, you know, for example, and many employers, even though I'm blind, a fellow employee cannot come and say, George, can I help you because you're blind? You know, they basically couldn't identify me because I'm blind. That's how stupid it is. I have to self-declare, right? No, I have to come to you, Pedro, can you help me because I'm blind? But I couldn't. But Pedro could not ask me if I'm blind. Isn't that stupid? But
Yeah.
going back to this discussion about the security, I'm just amazed that a lot of these government agencies have high security, and that's kind of scary. They could get hacked into, especially ransomware. That tells you a
Well,
lot.
well, the government security is way more secured than these public sectors, is what these call. They're not even on a private thing. It's a public sector. Um, and I think they don't take their security as, it's like you want to have security, you get the standard security, but you're not gonna get the security like, let's say, the CIA has, and other government agencies. You're
The
not gonna
more
spend so
advanced.
much money. Yeah, the more advanced type of security. You're gonna, oh, let me just give the basics. But this is where we're running into problems, because we're leaving it to PIH, Kaiser, other financial institutions, and other institutions that like just have a little security department. We might need a national run database that you need a two-way identification, a token from the hospital that verifies who the identity is to get some of these records out. And then once you get these records out, right, to the proper channel, um, you can um, you can actually have them in the background. You won't have them in, for example, PIH. You won't have it in their system because they will have to authenticate and get the information from this one central secured database. That doesn't cut back on security. Some of these corporations and companies, they cut back on security, or they might not have the funds to get the top line security. But when you have people's social securities, addresses, allergies, and medical records, this should be taken seriously because you could get enough information to actually go into a DMV in a new city and start, boom, getting a
You're
new
right.
ID and a
But
new
you know what's
Sure.
crazy? Like you saying right now, Pedro. I mean, sorry not to interrupt you, but the companies are not spending the money that they should to secure our information. But say that someone stole my wallet, it's gonna take me, I don't know how much, and all kinds of information to try to prove who I am.
Yep.
Just just to prove who I am. And that's hard for me to do. But it's easy for, these security companies to just release my information. They don't want to spend the money to just protect our information. But it takes me, I don't know how much to try to prove who I am if someone stole my wallet.
Yep. As that happened to
Well,
my
whatever.
aunt. Oh,
huh?
Monica.
No, I was gonna say this um topic affects me. I'm the one asked Ed to do this thing on this subject because I go to PIH and I
And
have
for
a
those
private.
that don't know, Monica, what is PIH for those the
It's
listeners that may not know?
Presbyterian Inner Community or whatever hospital.
Okay.
So I go there. That's my hospital that I go to, and those are all my doctors. I mean, they have all my doctors on site. It's a big hospital and all, a couple buildings with a couple different, doctor offices there. So it's a big hospital. It's not something that's just it's a very big hospital. All my doctors are there. I'm affected by everything. You know, um I have a private nurse that comes from PIH as a home health nurse on Mondays to see me. And she told me that, oh, we're having some issues with the phone line, whatever, in the beginning of December. Now she's talking about Monica. I don't even think it's worth you going to the doctors because they can't pull up your records. They can't give you medication. They can't do nothing for you. All they could do is see you and, they know what your name is, but that's it. So I had honestly a appointment on Monday with the heart doctor, and I had one yesterday with my lupus doctor. I didn't even go because my thing is if you can't help me, what am I going over there for? you know and it's weird because I was telling Pedro last night, somebody called me and you could tell they weren't from here yesterday and said, hi Monica, I know you received SSDI. And I'm all, what? And I'm all like, wait a minute. And then after he's all, yeah. So can I ask you some questions about your SSDI? I'm all thinking right away. First of all, SSI is not gonna call me and ask me questions. I said, F you, and I just hung up on him. But I'm thinking, like, is my information getting leaked already now? Who's gonna know that I'm on SSDI? You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know how long it's gonna take them to fix this issue, but there's a lot of people not going to the doctors. I need a prescription. I can't even get it filled because a doctor can't send it over. So I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, it's already going on a month, you know? Like when are they gonna
Yeah.
fix this issue? I
And
Well,
you
can't
need
with
your
keep
it,
cancel.
medication. You need them.
Yeah,
You
and
have
I
well,
you
can't
have
keep.
ailments where it requires it.
Yeah.
Yes, this issue, like they stated in the article, they haven't said it's ransomware, but I could believe that it's ransomware. That's why they mentioned it a little bit, but they don't want to confirm because when it's ransomware, they lock down your system. They got into your entire system. They lock down the records and they tell you, look, pay this ransom and then we release your records.
Right.
They don't want to pay the ransom.
Right.
The FBI might have some techniques to get into it or whatever, but they're investigating. The thing that could happen is that you don't pay and the whole records get wiped
And it's
or
crazy
they get
because all
released.
my doctors are from there. I can't even go to my primary because he's all, I can't do. I need to look for a new kidney doctor. And I talked to him on Wednesday. He's like, Monica, I can't refer you to anybody because I can't get into the system. So this thing right here is affecting me and my life because I have a lot of illnesses. I have lupus. I have, problems with my kidneys. I have all that stuff, and I can't do nothing about it because they can't get into the system. So it's like affecting me a lot, because I mean, if something happens to me, I go to the hospital, and they're not going to be able to pull up my records, you know,
And that's
because
amazing. In 2024, they still have those issues, where
exactly.
they can't secure your basic information regarding. And God knows how long it's. I mean, working with the government, was this case, Monica? God knows how long it's gonna take them to do it, right? To fix it, or whatever they have to do, investigation, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's gonna be suffering,
And
Literally.
then if you want a copy of your medical records, they want to charge you for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you shouldn't have to carry your medical records to every appointment you go to just because of something like this is happening. But they're going to charge you to get your medical records.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they're going to force us to have to do that.
And this thing, okay, for example, this hospital is getting so big. I tried to cancel an appointment, yesterday's appointment, and I said, I'm not going to even go because it's going to be a waste of my time. You guys can't look at my record. You can't look at my chart. You can't get my test results. You can't get nothing. So what am I going for? Right. She's okay, Monica, but you won't be able to be seen till March. I'm on March. That's 3 months away from here. You guys aren't going to fix it by then.
Wow.
Well, the doctors are busy and everything. But then I'm thinking, like, what about everybody that's been canceling from this last month is going to be booked all the way till next month? I'm probably not even going to be able to see her in March.
But what's really concerning, Miss Monica, what you're saying is those who are really urgent, that maybe have serious kidney disease that needs attention.
Chronic issues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, I mean, that's scary. It really is,
Yeah, because it's to me, it's a waste of time. And, I don't know how it is with you guys, but I'm pretty sure some people go through this. Getting a ride over there to the doctors, somebody not wasting their time, but sitting with us or whatever, to help us go to the doctors. I don't want to have those, have them be sitting there and nothing's getting done. I mean, to me, it's a waste of time.
And since you're here, give me the co-payment, but I can't help you. But if something happens, go to the emergency room. That's what we're told down here.
I'm just praying that I don't get sick where I end up in the hospital or get COVID or anything that I have to be hospitalized. Because what about all those people that's happening to them? What about people? Because they're not even able to do surgeries right now.
And that's the sad part. That's the sad part, that it affects people that need that urgent care, and now for them not having their system secured. And usually when this happens, it's a human error within their network. Somebody probably left the unpassed computer without a password, or somebody within their system ended up introducing some virus or something to take over and stuff like that. But this is a greater issue that we need to be talking about, and it's not only in the healthcare departments, it's also in our public sectors like our schools. But schools are a little more secure, it seems to me. I haven't seen no ransomware that way, but you have financial companies, telecoms companies, and other companies like that they get held for ransomware, and it's been happening for years. And it seems like they don't want to robust the internet security protocols and guidelines and things like that. But guys, we will be back. I will cut to a quick break, and we'll be back with another article.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, custom cane has it.
All right, guys, and we're back. I just wanted to discuss our upcoming
Wait,
ugly sweater sneaker party. What?
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I wanted to tell Brittany something real fast.
Um, yeah, so I want to discuss our deadline has moved to this Sunday, the 22nd. If you're still interested, you could drop email at info@blindunited.org. All the information will be sent to you. Come out and hang out with us and participate on this ugly sweater sneaker party. And hey, bring the best ugly sweater, the most ugly sweater,
The
and win a
most
prize.
ugly sweater. And if you want to Zelle your money, the Zelle for that is blindunited2022@gmail.com.
Thank
So,
you, Brittany. Any comments before we move on to the next topic?
Mean Daily said hi to Miss Carol. So hi, Mean Daily.
Hi, Mean Daily. Hi.
I have a question, actually. I just thought of it over the commercial there, Mr. Pedro. These hackers and all these, we should get them to help us with those darn drones.
So,
And I have a suggestion too. I need Brittany to redo the commercial because I needed to put a Raider cane in there.
No,
Oh,
I
Lord.
can totally do that.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Huh?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, I just, every time I hear that commercial, Britt, I just think of barbecue shrimp, saute shrimp, barbecue.
I always give Brittany a
That's
comment.
nice.
Brittany, you sound wonderful.
Yeah, you
have
do.
a wonderful voice. Yeah.
And then especially that part where you say, you can't have it your way. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah,
what
I
the
know,
hell?
right?
Is...
George.
Like, Bert, you can have it your way. And I'm
I'm
all
like,
like,
what? Oh, hell yeah. I'm like, babe,
guys,
¿dónde
this is
estás?
a
Perfect.
oh,
this is a
next
custom
time.
canes commercial, guys. Y'all crazy, but yes,
But I need you to change it,
that's
Britt, and do it over and put that you could get a
mm-mm.
Raiders cane in there.
No, they're doing
No, you
that
don't want to ruin the
anyway. So
commercial. No, not the Raiders.
yeah,
Ah, man.
Pedro's like, I do not want to edit anything else.
I know.
no. The I have everything, the templates and everything is set up in my studio. The thing is that it don't need to be longer. Plus, the Raiders
No,
don't
I'm
need
not
to be
saying longer. Check out one of those other teams. I don't want them in there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's no
Can't do
teams in there?
that.
There's teams in there? What teams?
Yeah.
It's two teams.
The
Chargers, she says, and the Broncos.
yeah.
I
Exactly.
guess I got thrown off where she says, you have it your way. I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess,
Like
sorry about
Burger
that.
King.
Right?
Yeah. Take the
It's her
Broncos
voice.
out.
It is.
We don't like the Broncos. Take the Broncos out.
Well, back to how to prevent ransomware, guys. We're gonna move on because we've got two more articles.
Could be the worst, could be the Cowboys.
Hey, I didn't say the Cowboys, and I live in Dallas.
All
I
right.
said Pittsburgh Steelers.
Now we're gonna play this article, guys. I'm sorry. I have to do it.
All right.
Today
Pedro.
on Coffee Time, understanding and preventing ransomware attacks. Ransomware has become one of the most significant cybersecurity threats in the digital age, affecting individuals, businesses, and institutions. Today, we're exploring how ransomware attacks occur and practical measures to protect against them. How ransomware attacks work. Ransomware is malicious software that locks users out of their systems or encrypts their data, demanding payment to restore access. Here's how these attacks typically unfold. Phishing emails. Attackers send deceptive emails containing links or attachments. Clicking on them installs ransomware on the victim's system. Malicious websites and drive-by downloads. Visiting compromised websites can result in automatic downloads of ransomware, often without the user's knowledge. Exploiting system vulnerabilities. Unpatched software and outdated systems are common entry points for ransomware payloads. Remote Desktop Protocol, RDP, attacks. Weak or stolen RDP credentials allow attackers to access systems remotely and deploy ransomware. How to protect yourself and your organization. Combating ransomware requires a proactive and layered approach to cybersecurity. Here are some key preventive measures. Keep software updated. Regularly update operating systems and applications to address vulnerabilities. Strengthen email security. Use robust email filtering to block phishing attempts. Educate users to recognize suspicious emails and avoid clicking unknown links or downloading unexpected attachments. Backup critical data. Maintain offline backups of essential data. Ensure backups are stored separately from the main network to prevent encryption by ransomware. Implement access controls. Restrict user permissions to necessary functions. Use multi-factor authentication, MFA, to secure remote access, particularly for RDP. Segment your network. Divide networks into segments to contain ransomware spread and protect sensitive information. Conduct security awareness training. Educate employees about ransomware tactics and safe online practices through regular training sessions. Use endpoint protection solutions. Deploy trusted antivirus and anti-malware software to detect and prevent ransomware infections. Develop an incident response plan. Create and regularly update a plan to quickly respond to ransomware incidents and minimize damage. Why proactive protection matters. Ransomware attacks are costly, disruptive, and increasingly sophisticated. Preventing these threats requires a combination of technology, user awareness, and strategic planning. By implementing these measures, individuals and organizations can significantly enhance their cybersecurity defenses and reduce the risk of falling victim to ransomware. What steps have you taken to safeguard your data from ransomware threats? Let's share strategies and learn from each other's experiences. Now, back to the coffee time crew for their thoughts.
All right, folks. All right. This is, I think, PIH staff could have got information off this article, honestly, um, because one of the things the article states is have your different sectors of your business or organization compartmentalized. I mean, separate. Like you have the telecoms on one system, that's a whole other passwording system, and then you have your records in a different system. Then you have your online communications on another, and have a separation. So when, let's say, for example, the comms are down, the telecoms, like the telephone systems, they hack that, and now they're trying to hold that to ransomware. They don't get to go to your other systems and encrypt that system and damage that
Well,
and take it
Pedro,
over. Mm.
how can that be applied to us? It's just a regular person that doesn't have those type of structures.
Yes,
Just have a
yes,
regular, you know.
yeah. The article was written for companies and organizations. For us, what we could do is because it's out of our hands. The thing what we could do is monitor our credit, call your PIH or your institution and tell them, hey, you need a credit lockdown check. You know those services that you pay a month for to them to monitor your credit. But even when it comes to one of those, um, when some fraud happens, and you point, well, this could be from PIH, and PIH could be like, oh, well, no, we don't think so, and that third party that they're using to monitor your credit could be like, well, we're not covering that because that don't fall under what PIH said it got leaked out, even though it should be covered all the way around because all they need is your social security, your address that PIH or these organizations lost to malware. All
True.
you need
And
is your
what?
zip code, a debit card number that you pay your bill with, and and your address, your name, full name, social security, and you have enough to even change the address or even get a new card to get sent out or something.
And then depending on the system, when I was Attorney General, I could even get you to your phone number, your IP address, your social security
Hmm.
number, your relatives' numbers, not their social, but their phone numbers. It's
Yeah,
amazing. It's amazing what kind of, just off a phone number, you know?
but
And also, I
but
learned a lot of adult services have, websites have a lot of malware. So just wanted to say that.
yeah. So
I don't know. I'm just saying.
be aware. Not only adult services, all over the internet, you have unsecured websites trying to get malware, trying to get these cookie tokens in your machine. Remember, cookies. When they tell you cookies are good, so let's accept cookies. Don't accept cookies because you think they're good. They're
So,
actually
Pedro, what is
good for
that?
them.
What are
A
cookies?
cookie is something that it gets on your browser, and that website gets to kind of talk to other websites and see where you're going and what you liking, so they could quote better make a better shopping experience. Better basically is so we know what you like and we could put it in your face so you can spend money with us.
So let me ask you this, Pedro, and I'm glad we brought this up about the cookies. I've seen some websites that kind of like, uh, what's that word I'm looking for? Kind of suggests
Tricky.
that if yeah, like if you don't click on the accept, you can't use our services or something. Those kind of language, and I'm like, wait a
Yes,
minute.
that's it's lies. It's lies basically because they could form it like this: accept cookies or accept some cookies. There has to always be a close or not accept. And you might have to go in and dig for it. But they want you to click these cookie things and track you all over the internet. It's basically what they want to do. Um, another any question before I move on from the cookies, George or anyone?
No,
Well,
no.
Zoom has cookies, so I never knew what a cookie was. So I'm glad that you explained that to me.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to
We have a
accept these
comment from
cookies.
Ed. He said you only had this one article.
Yeah, yeah, there's no third one. So we got conversation to field. Thank you, Ed. Even when Ed is out there handling business, he still thinks about us. So thank you, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, the one that's missing is the Amazon strike. We could get into that a little later right now. But yes, the cookies are mostly to track you, and it's like a token that tracks you across the internet. Also you might visit websites and sign up for emails and sign up to different things. Usually it's all the way in the bottom, but I suggest to look. Some websites say they have a link that you could click on and say, "Do not sell my information." And I think, in my opinion, this should be on by default. Don't sell my information by default. It shouldn't be
I
like,
just
oh,
wish there's
mhm,
Pedro. I just wish there was a way. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I wish there was. I've said this before many of times. There's a way that us, that we could say, you know what, you want my information, you pay me $1 a day or $1 a month, because they're making Facebook is making billions off of us. Google's making billions off of us, and
yes,
then
yes.
and
You know what it is? We was not proactive from the beginning to teach our young generation that is online that their information is gold, and it's
Right.
gold. And they try to get us to do these surveys, to do all these questionnaires, even the searches. They came from a, oh, let me see, how can I monetize this? How can I get this to make better ads for them, because this is how I make my money. We haven't been proactive, not in school, not nowhere, to teach them to be have private internet security, to not to turn certain things off. Like for example, I tell my kids, when YouTube or any internet website wants you to do a survey, don't do it. It's free information you're giving them that they're gonna sell. So they need to be paying you. That should be the idea that we need to be installing in our younger generation coming up.
now is
Because
that why? Sorry, Pedro.
mhm,
Is that why Europe, those there's a lot of restrictions regarding like Apple and Google, and when Europe is totally different than the U.S. regarding
oh yeah,
personal
yeah.
privacy.
Yeah, they're very about their privacy and the way companies use that information. So they're actually, I know we have different systems and stuff, but they actually take a proactive step and look at it from the citizens' view and protection of them. While we are like, we need to loosen up restrictions, we need to make it less costly, basically saying, let us keep more of our money is basically what they're saying,
Well,
and that shouldn't be the way.
is it off topic, Pedro? And I just mean to ask you because I think you and Monica are really into the TikTok. Do you in your what you've known of technology, and do you really think that will cease to exist January the 19th, or here in the U.S.
The
anyways?
what seems to be.
TikTok.
Um, Actually, he put out a statement that he's gonna. They want to shut down TikTok. He's gonna veto it and make it. Just let it be.
Okay.
I
Could
don't.
you, could,
I don't
let
know.
me ask you this. I don't know if it's legal from what I'm about to say, but could you
Oh,
use
George,
a
look.
VPN?
You have to spoof that you're in outside the country, but let's see how they will implement that first, and then see what's the workarounds. First, you got to see what's the gate and how you could get around the gate. But think about this, George. Basically, this is what it is. They're telling you, let's say I'm a big company and I'm representing these multi-big corporation. Then you're TikTok, and I tell you, here comes a third person say, well, hey, TikTok. The only way you won't get banned is to sell TikTok, company. Company George. You need to sell
Yeah.
TikTok, so we won't ban it. Basically, it's pushing you to sell it and bully it out of someone else's hands when we need to actually look inside internally if they have security concerns that certain data is going to China into an offshore server where the laws might not apply to that internet facility that is outside the country, and they're able to divert that data into China. You get what I'm saying? So, um, if the government is interested in something, it's probably because there's something happening. And if it's not no government leaks going on or anything like that, it might be more of the information getting through to the citizens probably.
Now, is that
Um,
true? And I saw this somewhere, but didn't verify this by research. But is it true like in China you can't get not TikTok, like X and Facebook, or is that true, or did I read that wrong?
they have their own little thing. Like their WhatsApp is WeChat. It's what X, it's what X company, his Twitter, what he wants to make Twitter like WeChat. He wants one app that way you could pay your bills, you could vote,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah. You're right.
do your social media. But why is that? Because we already known by the actions of X, formerly known as Twitter, has taken to ban people that have a different view than Elon Musk. Elon Musk did not like that Biden's post got 1,000 times more reach than his post, and he told the programmers to fix that. He wants his post to reach 1,000% to different people. What is that called?
Censorship.
He yeah. He People that don't agree with him, that talk mess to him, he banned them. So
But I
this
thought, whoa!
person,
I thought he was his. Remember, that's the reason he bought it supposedly because the First Amendment that he
yes.
felt people weren't getting their voices heard.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George. Thank you for making my point. Exactly. That was their idea. Freedom of speech. But no, guys, the way everything is looking, the Freedom of Speech Party is not the Republican Party. Probably it was the old Republican Party. I give them that. But to tell you the truth, the new mega Republican Party is not about freedom of speech. They had called for suspension of the Constitution and other factors. But we're talking about Twitter specifically. But Elon Musk has proven that he is for some censorship when it goes against what they're doing. Um, but another way we can protect ourselves too is how can I explain it in a correct way? Is to be aware um of what we have online. They have services that will get your number and clean up your stuff from the dark web and other things like that. But it's a subscription based, it's a new business now. Taking your things off the internet and stuff like that. But you can go do it proactively when you go to different sites like Time Warner and Spectrum and things like that. You can tell them not to sell your information, and that goes for like T-Mobile and all these other telecoms, things like that. Also, I think they should have a thing that the government has to do and needs to do is give them a time limit to hold our records. For example, AT&T. I haven't been with AT&T more than 15 years. They still have my information. A few months back, their data got breached. That my data got breached, and I'm like, why does AT&T still have my data? It's been over 15 years. Hey, there should be a limit. 5 years. Once that is out, it needs to be off the system. It needs to be off their system because what? Then when something happens and my data get compromised, I don't have no safeguards because that data should have been gone. Why did they need my records from 15 years ago? Any
Like
any comments?
my wife's my wife's father has been passed away 20 years ago, Pedro, 20 years ago, and we're still getting some advertisements for him. And you're right because they have it in their system. But at the end of the day, if it's in the next 10 or 5 years, I wish there's a law that we implemented, and I bet you Europe are going to do this first when regards to us having the rights to say what we want, right? Now, granted, you could do like you said, check here, click here, to do what's in your settings or what's in that app, but still, a lot of people don't do that, right? Like when you get a new app and it says accept, you don't read all the terms. You go, okay, poop, hit accept, let's go, install,
So yeah,
and
thank you for that one too. And a quick explanation about that. They had a bill introduced into the office, into the in the government. They got introduced a bill that was gonna make it to simplify all that, so you could read it in one page and know what it is, right? And simplify it. It
try
did not pass.
real quick, Pedro. I'm sorry to interrupt you. What Carol said about Zoom. Try someone that's listening or watching. Try to unsubscribe from Zoom. Trust me, that thing is hard. They make it very difficult to do that. I think they do that on
Yes, and
purpose.
well, yeah, they do. They do. That's a strategy, and I tell you, I'll explain that. But oh my God, I lost my thought about what we were
Sorry,
talking
Pedro. My
before.
bad. I'm sorry, man.
Well, we're talking about that too. When it came to unsubscribing to things that are charging you, the government did have passed a bill on that, but they didn't include like companies like Zoom and things like that that make it. I gone to that when you try to unsubscribe and they tell you, okay, hit this button to unsubscribe, and a new page loads up. Now you have to read all that and what you're losing, and there's no fucking, excuse my language, there is no link to unsubscribe. But back to what I was saying previously, yes, there was a bill introduced to make those things simplified, those agreements. But guess what? It didn't got passed through because what? The deception is in the words in the document that you might not even want to sit down and read because it what might be 1,000 to 2,000 pages long. And who has time to do that? Who has time to sit down and actually do that? And we put so much faith in corporate America that they're looking out for us. No, they ain't gonna want to do bad. They ain't gonna want to exploit us. They're not gonna cheap out on security. But folks, what is the bottom line of a corporation?
Make money, honey.
Increase your bottom line year by year by year. And that what? That ends up ultimately, if you can't continue increasing your bottom line, you start cutting corners, you start cutting services, you start cutting other things that do put our data in jeopardy. And this
Well,
is
remember,
across the whole board.
just kind of put this in
Mhm.
context for us people, the people that use iPhones. Remember years ago, like what 3 or 4 years ago, when the older phones, the battery would be like, oh, my battery's low, I have to get a new phone. But Apple's actually do that on purpose. So you go out there and
Yes.
buy a new phone, and they don't care. Hey, I don't care if you can't make So the thing is, man, corporations they do that. They want to look see how they make the money. That's all it is.
Yeah,
You know.
and the way they kind of brushed that off, they were like, "Well, we didn't floor you because we want you to buy a new phone," and that's what ended up happening. People were like, "Oh, well, I think my phone, I need a new phone." Well, Apple said we just load it down so your phone won't crash and you won't have no performance issue.
Issues. Yeah.
BS. BS. To me, it's BS because if you slow down someone's phone, they're gonna be like, "Hey, my phone is slow and it's already getting stuck, or my battery, or this or that. I need a new phone. Let me go." That's what ends up happening. That's what happened. And yes, there was a class action lawsuit. Also, there was another one by Apple. Also, when you bought a Mac, 2017, 2016, or 18, they had a butterfly keyboard. I have that issue.
What is
They
that
put it
butterfly?
out. A butterfly keyboard is the way they make the hinges inside the keyboard, but a little speck of dust get in it. You can't even take off the keyboard keys to clean your keyboard.
Oh
You,
wow.
you have to take it to an Apple store, and even then they have issues with themselves cleaning it. and things like that, and they had to pay out too. And it's not only Apple, Android pays out too for certain security issues, also, and other issues that they have with their products, LG, and the Zona, the what is the Zonos TV? It's something with the Z, but there was a TV brand when the red light came on saying the TV was off. Actually,
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's right. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Siemens,
microphones
was it
were on.
Siemens?
Yeah,
Not
there you
Siemens,
go.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, they had their microphones were on, and then once the TV is back on, they know what you're watching, even if you're on Netflix or you're on regular TV, that they're able to customize your ads. But having the mics on and having and knowing all this information, what's happening still, that should be illegal. But there's no guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
There is no
Alexa.
repercussion to this type of behavior. Is the whole thing that I'm getting at.
It's like Alexa, and
Um,
there's other stuff that, and a Siri. Siri is open when you say, "Oops, sorry, folks." Well, I didn't say the whole command, but yeah, it's just, I guess technology you have to turn over something, but hey, I'd rather get paid for my personal information.
Yeah, yeah. We are struggling already. We are struggling. When these data broker companies have your data and they're about to sell it, they need to give you a cut, man. It's like, look, it's because the problem is, and I hate to go here, the problem is that we have dinosaurs in our government. That's on both sides. For somebody to
Thank
say
you, Pedro.
a 74-year-old is a young 74-year-old is the funniest thing ever to me. I seen that statement in an article, a news article, you know, for
You're
saying
right, Pedro. You're right.
for
You're
them
right.
to
I mean,
say
yeah.
we want Trump to run in 2028, even though he's gonna be 84, 85. Come on. And they say
Well,
he's
technically,
a
wait a
young
minute.
84.
Technically, isn't he the oldest president to be elected?
Yes, he
Is
is.
that correct? That's what I thought.
Correct. And guys, look, and I'm not taking away from our elderly people. I got a mom, I have a grandma, I have aunts and stuff. But sometimes they want to relax. They want to retire, right? Why is these people in these positions don't want to retire, kick their feet up and go to the beach or go to Disneyland with their grandchildren? Do something fun. Why is it? Because
Money.
there is a motive for something.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need people that don't know how some of these systems work to try to make laws on these systems. We don't need a billionaire that everybody calls genius, but to me, he's not a genius. He's smart because he made his millions, he made something crack, but he's not a genius. This person that calls himself a shadow government, a shadow president, shouldn't be acting like Lex Luthor, honestly, in my opinion. And everybody knows who Lex Luthor is, and if you don't, that's the billionaire that is the super villain in the Superman series.
Oh,
Any
okay.
last
I was
words?
wondering that. That's right. That's right.
Any more? Yeah, and in the series, Lex Luthor has the government in his back pocket, even to the
And
No,
president.
Elon has the government in his back pocket.
In his back
apparently.
pocket. Okay, and I hate to be like this because it's not a left or right issue. It's not. It's not. It's when someone thinks they could buy the government, buy the presidency, and have them do what he wants, and he's a billionaire. There's a book about this that people should maybe even read. And when you have the upper class, the one percenters guiding everything, what does that say? And then since I'm in a conspiracy mind and it's the end of the week, guys, check this out.
But
Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
no, no. Real quick, just so I can put it in my head. Lex Luthor, was that the Gene Hackman
Uh,
from the
uh,
original
uh,
Superman?
yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
so. I'm
Okay. I'm
not.
sorry. I
I
didn't
don't
mean to.
know
Just
him like
wanna...
that by names, but yes. But guys, we can't have a billionaire or soon to be trillionaire think that he can overstep the election and overstep all the guides and all other guardrails to get into the presidency and be like, here, this, do that. Because look, he's not here for the people. They were saying they're the party of what? Less government and less telling you what to do, but they're doing the opposite. They told you this administration was not going to be all billionaires, but what they are, all billionaires. They ain't here for us people, including the right and the left, guys. You have to think about what is it going to benefit you getting your social security or getting your retirements taken away from you, getting the things you worked for over 40 something years or 30 years or whatever it may be, for a billionaire to tell you, no, you can't have that. We should be mad at that this trillionaire is controlling our government, and we should put a cap on, after, in my opinion, after $50 billion, it should be a cap, and after all that money, after that $1 after 50 billion goes straight into the government to fund Social Security, to fund SNAP, and fund schools. Let's see how far we go after that. But thank you for joining us. I hope you're gonna have a great weekend. Stay warm, get that hot coffee, just like me. Well, actually, I got hot chocolate with some marshmallows. And guys, it was excellent. I hope you got something off this conversation. And if you're in the background, Brittany, can you tell me if we have any comments before we end up?
We do not have any comments, but thank you everybody who commented. And
Feliz Navidad.
Everybody, enjoy your Navidad. Love you guys. Bye.
Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas and happy Hanukkah also, and all that good stuff. And we are out.